to Scott Stevens. Now to Mike Ridley. He gives to Leach. Leach shoves it back into the Washington zone. Morrow starts out. Sutter driving it into the Capital zone. Both teams are driving it into the Capital zone. Both teams changing on the fly. And here's Scott Stevens. Over to Larry Murphy. Ahead for John Druce off the boards. And Courtnall tries to fish it out from the stick of Wood. But Wood puts it right back into the Washington zone. Now Scott Stevens. Rink wide for Murphy. Murphy's long rising shot off the backboards and played ahead to center ice. Larry Murphy dumps it right back in. Dale Hunter steals the puck for the Capitals. Hooked off the play. The Islanders start back. Here's Conroy ahead for Wood. Randy Wood to the blue line, and Hatcher overtakes him. And now it's shot back into New York ice. Icing is the call here as Pilon goes back for the touch with 17-16 remaining in the third period.
Nicholas Hudson to security, please.
Terry Simpson's club has done pretty well at home this year with 6 wins and 4 losses. They are 7-10-2 overall in the season and really having problems on the road. They've won only 1 game all season long on foreign ice with 6 losses and 2 ties.
One of their strengths, at least coming into this game, was a winning record against Patrick Division opponents. They were 3-2-1 versus the Patrick Division, and that seems to be such a key, the overall successful record against your division rivals. As the New Jersey Devils proved last year, going 19-14-2, where the Rangers went 13-16-6, and it really seemed to make the difference for New Jersey, making the playoffs and the Rangers not.
Here's Wood across the line, hooked by Ledyard. Ledyard takes over with the puck after sticking a leg out to slow him down and starts ahead 3-on-2 to Corriveau. Slap shot blocked to the corner. Mick Vukota up ahead for Raimo Helminen. Into the left wing corner now for Thomas Jönsson. He tries to center. Jönsson bumped by Gustafsson. Those two tie it up, and now Jönsson walks away with the puck. Backhands on net. Malarchuk makes the save and holds on. There's a break in the action with the score. The Capitals 3, the Islanders nothing.
Johnson, who appeared to be a bit shaken up on that last play, getting taken down to the ice, has made his way back to the New York Islander bench. Apparently is okay. Here's what shook Johnson up is Bengt Gustafsson gets the blade of his stick in the midsection twice and then kind of twist in a strange, funny position as he gets that backhand shot away.
Malarchuk moves the puck into the corner. Gilbert takes it, tries to center, but Langway clears to the point. Conroy keeps it in. Langway back into the corner after it. Rod Langway under the stick of Bob Gould. It sails all the way down. A race for the puck now. Fryer trying to get there before Franceschetti, and Franceschetti got the stick up and hooks Fryer to the ice. The question was, would it be an icing call or not? Looks like there's not going to be a penalty come out of it, or is there? Just an icing call. And the faceoff comes back into the Washington zone.
Lou Franceschetti, with that great speed, has got an opportunity anytime he's about even with a man to beat him to the puck. He tries to get position. See, Fryer knows he's coming and makes the move in. Franceschetti then tries to lift the stick up of Fryer to get him away from the puck, but rubs his own stick up against Fryer's face, gets it up a little too high. You would think, knowing the way stick fouls have been called in the National Hockey League, that would have been an easy call for Dan Maruelli, but he doesn't blow the whistle.
Maruelli may have thought that it was stick-to-stick contact, and from his angle, perhaps didn't think that it really touched him.
With our replay facing the play, you could see that Lou Franceschetti's stick definitely got up in the face of Chris Fryer.
Here's Jönsson in the corner. Hangs on with Kelly Miller. Leach in there trying to move it out. Here comes Conroy for New York. Ridley being held up by Brian Trottier. Conroy walks in, fires, and Malarchuk with a stick save. Gilbert back into the corner. Langway off the boards, clears it all the way back inside. the New York zone, and it is icing as Johnson gets there. The faceoff reverts to Washington ice.
Well, season ticket or partial plans make excellent presents as well, and if you'd like to get more information on how you can pick up a season ticket for the rest of the year or a partial plan for any 10 or 20 of the remaining home games, just give Cap sales reps a call right now at 386-7000. 386-7000, the number to call, where Cap sales reps will be standing by throughout tonight's hockey game to answer all of your questions about season tickets or partial plans for the remainder of the season.
The draw comes back to the point. Here's a shot. Franceschetti blocks Diddick's effort. Starts out now to Sundstrom. Off the boards for Franceschetti and back to Sundstrom, but the play is offside. Well, Bernie Nichols has a natural hat trick in Philadelphia tonight in the third period. From Gretzky, shorthanded. From Gretzky at even strength. And now from Robitaille and Kennedy, scoring his 24th, 25th, and 26th goals of the year. Bernie Nichols has given the Kings a 6-1 lead over the Flyers.
Is there any better individual story in the league right now? I know certainly the move of Gretzky may be the biggest story in the league, but what Bernie Nichols is doing, and most of it comes at even strength. He gets the shorthanded tally tonight, but even strength has been his forte. He's got almost more than 20 of those goals at even strength.
Buffalo at Vancouver in the only other game. That's later on. Here's Pilon winding, faking, and firing, and Malarchuk stops him with his stick. Another drive, and Malarchuk makes the glove save after Scott Stevens was standing guard in the goal mouth. He and Kerr get started as Kerr cross-checks Stevens across the back, and now Stevens is going to fight Gerald Diddick. Gerald Diddick starts throwing right hands, and Scott Stevens can't get his right hand free. Scott trying to shake that right hand loose to throw punches and is now knocked to the ice, and now he pulls Diddick down. Another fight going on in the corner. Diddick and Stevens. Stevens' helmet has been pulled off. And the linesmen are occupied elsewhere as Dan Maruelli tries to get in and pry these two apart. And in the corner, Lou Franceschetti has been pulled away from another pile up there as he and the Islanders' Rich Pilon were all wrapped up with one another. So they break it all up, and now Maruelli's still waiting to get some help from the linesmen as Franceschetti and Pilon are put in the boxes. And now DiPuzzo and Gauthier come in to pull apart Scott Stevens, who ends up on top of his Islander opponent, Gerald Diddick. I'll tell you what, toe-to-toe, I don't think I've ever seen anybody in games that I've covered go toe-to-toe and throw punches like that at Scott Stevens. But Scott ended up on top. There's a break in the action. Caps hold the lead 3-0.
They say movers got it tough. They get a whole day to move their stuff around. Not us pizza movers. We get 30 minutes or less. And then there's a temptation. I'm telling you, nobody makes a more all-natural mouth-watering pizza than pizza movers. But any one of my customers ever found a bite missing from their pizza? Probably not.
Nobody delivers taste like pizza movers.
And the mental stress. You never know when... See what I mean?
A crowd in the New York Islander box. Kerr, Diddick, and Pilon. Stevens and Franceschetti in there for the Capitals. Here's this brilliant save by Malarchuk. Rich Pilon, who's had another great scoring opportunity taken away from him. This one, at least he gets a shot away, but Malarchuk came out, challenged him, and forced him to kind of a strange angle, and then stuck out the stick to help make that save. And I think Kerr may have gotten a penalty to get the thing started. But watch the way Diddick and Stevens get quickly going, and Diddick does two things right. He gets that first punch in, but more importantly, ties up that right hand of Scott Stevens. That allowed him to get probably the better of that draw, of that battle. Well, right now, as I said, there are three New York... Well, now Alan Kerr is coming out of the penalty box. Maybe Pilon is going to be shown the gate for being a third man in. Could be a possibility because he is headed over towards the New York Islander dressing room. Kerr gets back into the penalty box. Franceschetti and Stevens are still in the Capitals penalty box, although Franceschetti maybe let off the ice as well, if not for game misconducts, for 10-minute misconducts to go with 5-minute fighting majors.
Probably each got 10 and 5. The 10 for prolonging the fighting that was taking place out there. The officials would look at Stevens and Diddick as the initial altercation.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, regardless, Richard Pilon, who I think maybe have been the best New York Islander defenseman tonight, is on his way out. Franceschetti will be out as well. We got the calls coming up now.
Number 25, Lou Franceschetti, 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. Islanders penalties. Number 10, Alan Kerr, 2 minutes for high sticking. Number 4, Gerald Diddick, 5 minutes for fighting. And number 47, Rich Pilon, 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. Time of all penalties, 5:14.
So Terry Simpson loses Rich Pilon, who has been a very aggressive and hard-hitting player tonight. Probably the best Islander defenseman, as I was mentioning, on the ice this evening. And Gerald Diddick, who may be the best Islander defenseman overall in the season, is out for an additional 5 minutes. So an Islander defense that is already very short-handed and has just called up Chris Pryor for the game, not going to have to play at least the next 5 minutes without one of their top players, and the rest of the night without one of their other top defensemen.
It all works out evenly, as there won't be any manpower advantage for one side or the other. And Alan Kerr very clearly starting it all with that cross-check across the back of Stevens in the goal mouth after Malarchuk had made the save. .14:40 to go here in the third period. Scott Stevens had contributed 2 assists to this game tonight before this action. So it will hurt not having him out there. The puck cleared all the way down. Corvo back to throw a hit. Bassin tries to move it out. Hatcher keeps it in with a shot on net. The puck played to the corner for Bob Bassin. He flips to center ice. Conroy, right wing side, goes to Dave Volek. Volek stood up by Ledyard. Into the corner. Now it's centered, and Corvo starts back for the Capitals. Ivan Corvo at the blue line. Taken away by Bassin. He moves it ahead to Brent Sutter, the Islander captain. Sutter over to Volek. His drive right on. Malarchuk the save, then stops a rebound. Back comes Courtnall on the right wing to Christian. Christian across the blue line. Drop pass for Hunter. Hunter goes into the corner. Passes off to Courtnall. Tries to give it back. And now Helmanen starts out for New York. Raimo Helmanen in across the Washington line. Randy Wood pinned by Sheehy to the sideboards. Janssen pulls alongside with Hunter. John Druce tries to take the puck from Helmanen. Randy Wood gets a stick on it. Now it's thrown behind the Washington net. Courtnall picks it up and clears off the boards and sends it all the way back inside the New York zone. Capitals 3, Islanders nothing. 13 minutes to play here in the third period. Gustafson with a first period goal, and then power play scores from Leach and Courtnall in the second period. The fight moments ago, the first penalties of the period, and here comes some more as Sheehy is lined up now back in behind the goal, and he's throwing punches with Mick Bukoda. And each player's punching hand is tied up, so you're not going to see a whole lot here unless one of them gets loose. Bukoda's taken the helmet off and now picks up Sheehy by the pants and throws him down. You remember when players used to grab the sweaters and pull them over their heads? Now they grab the bottom of those hockey pants and twist them up off their skates. There's a break in the action with the score. The Capitals 3, the Islanders nothing.
All right, stand by. Replay on slow-mo A. Roll A and dissolved A. Good.
Roll C, wipe C.
Let's get Whiten out on camera 8 over there. Nod so I know you're there, somebody. Ready, D. Get back to the coach on that. Okay, let's go to camera 5, please. Whiten out. Ready, camera 8, take 8. I didn't know your family was in town. Go to camera 2. Nice work, people. Very nice work.
For the teamwork, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
So what are you going to do tonight?
Probably watch TV.
Well, they've announced the penalties, and the Capitals come up on the short end of this. Sheehy gets 2 minutes for instigating, along with the 5-minute major for fighting. Lakota just 5 minutes for fighting. Brian Murray incredulous at the calls. Dan Maruelli going over to give the explanation of why, according to the way he saw it, Neil Sheehy started the fight. You know, this is one thing a lot of referees won't do, and I get divergent opinions on should the referees just ignore the coaches altogether or give them a little bit of lip service. I like what Maruelli does. Talk a little bit, see what happens. There you see a little shot on Malarchuk, and you can understand why Sheehy's going to come in there. I guess in that regard, if Dan Maruelli says Makota didn't do anything to Malarchuk to warrant a penalty, then the whole thing was started by Neil Sheehy, but you understand why it was, stepping in to protect his goaltender, as he should.
Going to need a skater to cover a penalty here, and it's going to be Jeff Courtnall coming over to serve the minor on Sheehy's behalf. Time of the call, 7:10 of the third period. Capitals lead 3-0, and right now New York has the power play. Mikko Makela out with Pat LaFontaine, Thomas Janssen, Derek King, and Brian Trottier. Capitals have Langway on with Hatcher, Gould up with Gustafsson. Here comes King, flipping it toward the net. Here's Makela, rink wide, and now Langway steals and moves it ahead to Bob Gould, shorthanded. Gould played away by Janssen to the corner. Your point's well taken on the referees talking to the coaches, but I think a lot of refs, unlike Maruelli, will tell you it doesn't pay, and probably specifically doesn't pay with Brian Murray.
A lot of referees think he is the biggest baiter of their counterparts in the National Hockey League, but I think one thing that I think Maruelli will do is it kind of diffuses what could be a festering situation. Let the coach say something, make your explanation, then skate away. Don't linger, and I think that may take a little pressure off.
Here's Helminen at the blue line. Carries into the corner. Throws to the point man, but it's deflected and goes all the way back into the Islander zone.
Very few times tonight, Mike, when the Islander forwards have tried to go back to the point, have things succeeded. They really look confused back there on the New York Islander points in this power play.
Here comes Conroy down the left wing, fires, and a pad save by Malarchuk. Hatcher in to tie up Conroy in the corner, clears it off the glass and all the way down the ice. 15 seconds to go in the minor penalty, being served by Courtnall on Sheehy's behalf. Chris Pryor back on defense, over to Conroy. Leads it out to center, and Sutter bounces it in on goal. Malarchuk to save. Penalty's over. Courtnall's out of the box, and the Capitals at full strength on the ice. They are missing Sheehy and Stevens. Franciscetti has been kicked out of the game. The Islanders with Bullock run into the sideboards and nearly ended up into the lap of Pete Peters on the Washington bench. Here comes Courtnall, one-on-one with Morrow, walks in, fires wide of the goal. Bollock over to pick it up. Czechoslovakian-born Dave Bollock swept away as Courtnall tried to steal the puck. Now it's cleared out to center ice. Into the Washington zone for Rod Langway. Langway moves it ahead for John Drutz. Left wing side, and Courtnall called offside as he lost the puck in his skates, throwing the winger off.
The Capitals return to DC-20 1 week from tonight as they travel to the Pittsburgh Civic Center to take on Mario Lemieux and the Penguins live at 7:30 p.m. See all the action right here on DC-20, your superstation for sports.
Well, it's a final score from Philadelphia. The Flyers have lost to the LA Kings 6-1. Washington presented a golden opportunity to move ahead of both Philadelphia and the idle New Jersey Devils. Those two teams 1 point ahead of Washington. Capitals win this game, they'll be in third place. Also gain some ground on the Penguins. In fact, they'll be tied with Pittsburgh for second. Pittsburgh doesn't play tonight either. They'll only be 5 behind the Rangers. A long way from the cellar all the way up to a tie for second place, but that shows you how tightly packed this division is. Mike Ridley puts it right across the goal mouth for Courtnall. Here comes Conroy out of his own zone. Back into the Washington end, and Hunter's back to take it. Now out to Courtnall. At center ice, it's picked up by Wood. Into the Washington zone, Larry Murphy plays it ahead for John Druce. Here's Druce across the red line. Into the corner, Hunter goes to chase it, but Wood gets there first. And Randy Wood for New York. Cuts to center. Gets across the blue line. Langway and Wood jam up on the backboards. Murphy gets a stick in there, but it's worked free to the side of the net. Pryor hooked as he goes to the corner. Rather, Makela walking in, tries to shoot. Tipped wide by Wood. And now Langway steals and starts it off the skates of Hunter out to center ice. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to play here in the third period. The Capitals lead 3-0. Mike Fornes with Al Koken here on DC 20. Larry Murphy for Rod Langway. Dave Volek tripped up by Ivan Korovo. Korovo works at the center ice, gets across the blue line. In on the right wing, off the stick of Gould, it's wide. Now Sundstrom against the sideboards, bumped by Sutter. And the puck cleared out to center. Gould into the skates of Korovo. Korovo turns, pushes it back inside the New York zone. Led out of the corner now for Chris Pryor. Sundstrom takes it away, pushes it right back in behind the Islander net. Up the sideboards to the point. Hatcher keeps it in. He gives to Sundstrom. Sundstrom at the side of the goal tries to wrap it around in front to Ledger to drive. Is kicked out by the pad of Rudy. Sundstrom jams up in the corner. Back to Hatcher, who keeps it in. Pryor bumped by Sundstrom, who tries to work it away. Now Gould steals the puck. Here's Gould back in the net. Again to Sundstrom. Sundstrom walks it right in front. Kicked out of there by Volek's skate. Now Pryor in to pin Sundstrom. Brent Sutter starts out for New York. Rink wide pass for Dave Volek. Both teams changing on the fly. Volek to the blue line. To Sutter. Stolen, and Gustafsson works it off the boards back to the Islander blue line. Thomas Jönsson throws it into Washington ice. Here's Gustafsson behind the net. Out to center. Morrow to LaFontaine to King. Stolen by Gustafsson. Bengt Gustafsson hits Courtnall with a pass. He's inside the Islander zone and throws it into the corner. And that forces Rudy to play it behind the net. Now he loses his goal stick. And Jönsson tries to push it back to the New York goaltender and does. Langway recovers with the puck at his own line to Larry Murphy. Bounced back into Islander territory with 5:50 to play here in the third period of the game. Derek King off the boards, too far for LaFontaine. Malarchuk leaves it for Langway. Sends it back out to center. Conroy. Capitals forcing the Islanders to make the plays now. And here's Langway, bumped by Kerr. Play is called with 5:30 to go here in the third period. There's a break in the action. The Capitals lead the Islanders 3-0.
The 500 mark for the first time this year. As Mike mentioned, the Capitals have a chance to tie Pittsburgh for second place in the Patriot Division. Remember, they've got 3 games in hand on the Islanders and 1 on New Jersey as well.
Here's Greg Gilbert. Right wing side for Mikko Makela. Makela shot Pryor gets a stick on it. It's stopped by Malarchuk and a crowd in front, but no problems coming out of that skirmish in front of the Washington net. We've seen a lot of action in front of both goals tonight as the Capitals and Islanders have been anxious to protect their goaltenders and also keep those scoring types away from the goal crease.
Well, Clint Malarchuk really couldn't ask for much more from his defense tonight. He's been able to, for the most part, not only see that shot, but that was a good example. Once he was able to make that save, Sheehy and Stevens standing guard in front, keeping people away, giving Clint the option to either reach out and freeze it or sometimes clear the puck in his own right. It's what every goaltender wants.
Larry Murphy off the boards to the point. Conroy keeps it in and Ridley steals. Now here's a shot by Gilbert. That's just wide of the net. Steve Leach back into the Islanders zone. Trottier takes it away and starts out to Pryor. Now at center ice. Murphy recovers the puck for Washington. Up to Leach. He's bumped by Conroy. Gives it ahead to Ridley across the blue line. A slap shot blocked by Morrow. 4:30 to play in the third period. There are 2 pucks on the ice. And Courtnall picks up one and throws it all the way down to make sure that it's noticed.
Exactly. Smart play, because with the Islanders coming up ice, wanted to make sure the attention of the referee was alerted to that extra puck. There's a break in the action. Caps lead it 3-0.
Another 30 seconds of common sense.
The Hyundai Excel GLS has all the creature comfort any creature could ask for. Over 80 standard features plus soothing air conditioning, cassette stereo system, an electric sunroof, a moonroof, and the biggest comfort of all, it's priced thousands less than the competition. The XL GLS, all the creature comforts without the monster payments.
Save hundreds today with factory-to-dealer incentives at your Washington area Hyundai dealer.
Caps in that 3-0 lead, thanks to those 2 power play goals in the second period. 12th consecutive game the Capitals have scored a power play. A club record.
Their ranking is 5th in the league, certain to improve after tonight's action, scoring twice. Here's Hellman and dumping it back inside the Washington zone, and Hunter goes to the corner after it. Back now for Hatcher. 4 minutes to play in the third period. Here's Randy Wood. Back to Hellman, and now the Islanders have a player down back there who is writhing in pain, and they've quickly called for trainer Mark Aldridge to come out and help out.
Mick
And it's
Vukota.
Mick Vukota.
And I think he got his skate caught in the back of that net, trying to dodge a check and maybe getting a little piece of him was one of the Capitals, and it looked like he ended up in a very funny position. The stick possibly also got stuck a little bit. You see coming behind the net. He gets turned around, the stick goes flying, and I thought he may have got his skate just a little bit on the back of that net, but you can see how he was twisted. A real bad position. He put a lot of pressure on the knee and the right leg.
Trying to roll him over now, and they are looking at the left knee of Mick Vukota.
They're going to cut away some of the padding.
If they are concerned about that knee, I'm sure they're going to immobilize it. They've now taken the sock down and are looking underneath the shin pad. And no doubt maybe calling for a stretcher here pretty quickly. Al, you made a good point when you talked about that being a smart play by Courtnall earlier when they saw that second puck on the ice. Of course, he would not have done that had the Capitals had the rush on the Islander net.
Probably would have shot it himself.
That's right. But since the play was going down to the Washington zone, he had to make the officials aware that someone had thrown a second puck on the ice, and play was immediately stopped the instant the referee saw it. See if we can see again how that happened to Mick Vukota behind the net.
This was knee on knee. I thought he was a little closer to the net when I first saw it. Back there, looks like definitely he collides knee on knee with one of the Capitals and is twisted in a strange position. But he's up and skating a little bit under his own power, not putting all the weight on it. There is a break in the action. The Caps still holding on to the 3-0 lead.
Your Ford dealer presents a tough decision. Save over $2,000 on a new Ford Ranger, best-selling compact truck in America. But wait, you may want a full-size truck. Save over $3,000 on the powerful '89 F-150. But don't decide yet. What about four-wheeling? Save over $2,700 on a new Ford Bronco 2. Of course, that Ranger sure is rugged, but so's the F-150. You'd better decide, because your Ford dealer's tough decision sale ends soon.
Mick Vukota being helped to the New York Islander dressing room, although he's doing most of it under his own power, so that is apparently good news. Maybe it's just a bruise on that kneecap and no ligament damage. Ryan Murray's team 3 minutes and 48 seconds away from a victory here in a very, very tough building for them over the years. The Islanders hold a 39-1 record over the Capitals here at the Nassau Coliseum.
They've done pretty well recently overall against the Caps, going 8-6-3 against Washington in the last 17 games of the series, and in the last 10 have won 5, lost 3, and tied 2. The puck cleared into the crowd now, out of play.
Remember, games come up on tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Friday night. Once again, the Islanders will be the opponent tomorrow evening, 8:05 game time. NHL puck will be given to all fans commemorating the 15 years the Capitals have spent in the National Hockey League. Then Friday night, Pittsburgh Penguins and Mario Lemieux come in also at 8:05. And all fans 16 and under receive a painter's hat. Tickets available. Give phone charge a call at 432-0200 tomorrow, or go to all Hector Ticket Center outlets.
Here's a shot and a score by Bob Basson off the glove of goaltender Clint Malarchuk, and that spoils the shutout bid.
I think the Capital players in front of Malarchuk are a little more upset than Flynn is, although he's got to be feeling frustrated. He's had the answer to everything tonight, and I'm sure he thinks he could have had that one because he had a piece of it on the glove hand side. But the Capitals up high, and Bob Basson coming in. It's room to shoot. Malarchuk, I'm sure, feels he should have had that one as it zips in under the glove after ticking off the glove.
Islanders goal.
Bob Basson, who hasn't scored a goal all season, gets one here. Now Gilbert right on net. Malarchuk makes the save, and the Capitals clear it quickly.
21, Brent Sutter. The time of the goal, 16:44.
Time of the goal, 16:44.
The year for Pollock and Sutter at 16:44.
Dave Bollock and Brent Sutter get the assists on the goal by Basson. Malarchuk's shutout bid is foiled, but the Capitals still with a 2-goal lead. And trying to protect it now as the Islanders pick up the pace a bit. Here's Trottier behind the net. Tries to center. Drews pokes it free. Now back to Makela. A backhander. They score! Derek King at the side of the net. And New York is within one at 3-2.
For the first time all night, the Islanders get the Capitals running in their own zone, and Makela makes a nice play. Wheels out from behind the net, looks to pass. When he sees nothing there at the point, just slips that backhand in there, and Derek King, along with Morrow standing all alone, simply redirects it in. And here's where that comfort zone has now disappeared very quickly, down to a 1-goal hockey game with 2:28 left to go, and the people that have stuck around, and there aren't many of them, up on their feet and trying to get the Islanders pumped up for a comeback.
There's thunder in this building now as the fans have come alive. Number 5 on the season for Derek King at 17:32 of the period. Makela and Trottier get the assist. Here he comes again. Alan Kerr trying to find LaFontaine as King got across the line, but it's played back out to center ice. And now Conroy leads it ahead to Kerr. 2 minutes to go in the third period. The Islanders will be trying to get Rudy out of the net momentarily. Langway into the corner with Basson. And the puck cleared off the glass and steered all the way out to center. And it strikes. Well, I think they're saying now that it's
Well, I think it's
hit a hand of the Capitals player.
Well,
and they're saying the faceoff should be in Washington ice. The Capitals are saying no.
Well, I think it struck somebody in the Islander bench, but they're saying because Kelly Miller shot it and nobody touched it, that they come back to the position where Kelly Miller shot it, which was just inside that blue line. Let's take one more look at this goal. You see Morrow down jamming the net. That certainly has got a little interest of the Capitals, but he kind of provides a bit of a screen there, and he's the guy that Malarchuk and the Capitals are watching as Derek King sneaks into good position and takes that backhand from Makela and redirects it in. Gustafson against Brent Sutter on this draw, and Kelly Hrudey still in the New York Islander net.
Here's Gustafson starting across the blue line, now ties up with Janssen. It's cleared out to center. Volek tries to get it. He and Sundstrom collide. Back comes Janssen to the Washington line, and Larry Murphy plays it out to center. Now Conroy throws it in. Stevens off the boards and tipped by Gustafson back to the Islander zone. 1:10 to play, third period. Capitals in the lead, 3-2, a shot, and a goal! The red light is on. The puck came out of the net, and then it was shot toward the goal again, but Washington has scored on a stolen puck play right on the goal mouth.
David Christian is the man who's going to get it. There will be a little bit of discussion between Maruelli and the goal judge, but no doubt what the goal judge saw, Thomas Janssen backpedaling, looking to make a pass up the middle, and Christian with anticipation, instead of going at Janssen, he steps to the spot where the pass was going to go. And Dan Maruelli, who was coming in very late behind the play, didn't even bother to talk to the goal judge. No question about it as far as he was concerned. And Thomas Janssen makes a terrible giveaway to snuff the Islander comeback. A great play by David Christian. Restore the Capitals' lead of 2 goals.
Christian, the goal-scoring leader of the Washington Capitals, now has his 12th of the year at 18:57 in the third period. Unassisted for David Christian. Here's Conroy chasing it behind his own net. 40 seconds to play in the third period. The Islanders will still try to get Hrudey out, I believe, out at center ice. Pryor drives it back into the Washington zone. And the puck shot into the penalty box now and out of play with 29 seconds to go in the third period. And I haven't seen any motion at all from Terry Simpson towards trying to get Kelly Hrudey out of that net in favor of a 6th attacker.
Just keep him in there, I think, for the rest of this game with 29 seconds left to go. You know, it's amazing how the Capitals have gotten into these positions where they seem to be so comfortable, then things tighten up. Even though they did have that 1-goal lead as opposed to a 2-all game, but it's also been fascinating how some key players have delivered in the clutch. Christian has done it twice now over the past 4 games. They had a goal the other night by Courtnall and another by Hatcher in recent times, so some of their big players are coming through in important crunch time goals.
The puck back inside Islander ice now with 15 seconds to play. Greg Gilbert starts out. He cuts to center. Now Makela. Drop pass at the blue line with 5 seconds left. Janssen throws it in front, and the play has been called. It's offside against New York with 3 seconds remaining in the third period. So New York is not able to pull Kelly Hrudey, or does not desire to, as he remains in the net.
It'll be interesting to see who Terry Simpson starts in goal tomorrow night for that rematch at the Capitol Center. They're saying a few tickets still available for that contest. 432-0200 tomorrow, the phone charge number if you want to be on hand for the rematch between the Capitals and the New York Islanders.
Time runs out. The Capitals have won the game 4-2, and because the Flyers lost, Washington is now tied for second place with the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Patrick Division race. This win only further putting more room between Washington and the Islanders and vaulting the team past the New Jersey Devils and the Philadelphia Flyers into that tie with the Penguins. The Capitals now at a 500 mark with a 1-loss mark of 9-9-2 on the season. We'll be back with more.